What's up, Marty A. Johnson here. Right now, I'm still doing some exclusive interviews. I just did a show not too long ago in Virginia Beach called Short and Short. I was actually one of the celebrity judges. This gentleman right here, he's actually was one of the participants, and he really surprised me and gave a jaw-dropping performance. But I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Gonna know more about him very shortly. But first, let me put my introduction of the show. Belaine, how you feeling?
Phenomenal. Let's get to it.
Perfect. Let me let it rock. So you're talking about. So where you from? Tell me where you from.
I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I've been here most of my life. I was in Atlanta for a while, more recently, but I moved back. I got a lot of people here that I love, and it's just the place for me as of right now.
Perfect. Say no more. Rock my introduction. We're gonna get up close and personal.
What's going on?
What's happening, buddy? How are you?
Right now, I'm with the R&B superstar, Mr. Miguel. Marsha Ambrosius, I hope I got your last name right.
You did, and it was wonderful, thank you.
He's finally here. I'm chilling with Lloyd. What's going on,
Hey,
man?
what's up, man? How you doing?
It's the OG of the group, T-Lo.
What's good? It's your man, Sweet.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Real. And we're next.
We got one of the biggest producers in the world. You guys don't know. What's up, Sean Garrett?
What up? It's the S, the L, the I, the M. And right now, it's turn the pitch up. My boy, Marty A.
Well, we're back. So we got Lane here from the 336. Born and raised or no?
Well, pretty much. I was raised in Kernersville for the first probably 6 or 7 years of my life, which is pretty much right next to Greensboro. And then for here, I mean, yeah, born and raised, 336, represent.
Perfect. Let me talk about a little bit about Show Up in Charlotte. Then let me get to know you a little bit more. There was the event in Virginia Beach, VA. First off, what made you want to sign up? First off, let me ask that first off.
Actually, a lot of the times I had not paid as much attention to the showcases as I should have, and then my manager, also my girlfriend, which you know, who is phenomenal at this stuff and much better at it than me, which is why she's my manager, found the opportunity, really pushed me to go. At first I was it's as an artist, you don't know as much as some of the people working behind the scenes. And once I realized the opportunity in front of me, I there was no telling me not to take it.
It's always about being in the right place at the right time. I tell artists that all the time. It's always good, in my opinion, to be seen. Whether you win or lose, it's all about going and making your presence known. And for you, you made your presence known. And I actually have the clip when I was actually there. Let me show a little bit of the clip from me at the venue. Here you go, right here.
Hey, let's go!
Yo, this dude here, he really turned it up. What's your name? Lane.
Yes, sir.
What's the first joint you did? Tell everyone about it.
Seems to be going crazy. Everyone loved it.
Look, y'all need to love some of his music. How can they follow you? Where at?
Locklane, that's Lock with an E and then Lane, like the one you drive in.
Say less. Get him up and popping on some music. I'm gonna sell something. He can Marty A. Johnson chop it up with me. So keep it locked. You're gonna be in lights and stadiums, all right?
Amazon comments, I don't even need those. Living like a dream, I don't need no sleep though. Yeah.
This is really one of your first interviews, which I definitely appreciate with me. But it seemed like you're very comfortable on stage.
Yeah, surprisingly, there is always that nervousness that runs through. I mean, I've heard lots of artists, even people that that I've known who have been on tour, have told me specifically that nervousness seems to never really go away. It can be dealt with better. I mean, other things like that, but truthfully, a lot of it comes down to, I mean, I've been doing this since I was a little tiny kid, and a lot of it was just me practicing in my room, doing my thing. I mean, I'll admit that. Yeah, all the way, for sure. That's part of it.
Describe your artistry. Do you feel like you're more hip hop, rock, or alternative? A mixture of both. If someone just sees you, just like describe your music. Give me 3 words that best describe that, Lane.
Rock, rap, psychedelic. That would be the 3 words.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Because when you're on there, you gave a little bit in with your look. You gave that rock look, and people might think that, but then as soon as you came on, it came with a little bit of hip hop, the alternative, it worked for you. It really,
I appreciate it.
Who do you listen to?
I grew up on rock. I mean, pure rock. I didn't have any other genre for the first, like, I mean, as far back as I can remember, the first time I ever really listened to rap music was at the age of probably like 10. And then the first time I ever really got into it was at the age of 12. And that was when I started really exploring different artists and things like that. But I grew up completely on rock. I even went into, like the post-hardcore and metal scene for a long time. I made rock music before I ever made rap music. So
nice. Some people say, I disagree. Some people say rock is dead unless you have that core audience, the people that grew up listening to them. But if you're like a new artist coming in, it's kind of hard to get that fan base. Is it hard for you?
There's a degree of that, of course, because I've been doing this a lot, kind of, I guess, behind the scenes for a while. And right now, you've introduced me to a few people. I've been introduced to you. Opportunities are finding their way, but yeah, I mean, especially like going into hip hop as a guest in someone else's home per se.
Got it.
And then bringing in that rock element hasn't been until I had the management to help me get the right scenarios. Finding my target audience has not been easy.
Got it.
But I've always loved it. I've loved the sound. I agree with you. I think the industry. I think rock is not dead. Lil Uzi actually just put out Pink Tape with a bunch of rock inspired sounds.
I like that. I'm gonna play a little bit, actually down a little bit more because that really was actually one of my favorites. I remember it was C Stuff. I remember that because you did a medley of 3 things when you perform. I was like, okay. And I like when artists do that too. They don't just focus on one record, because that may not be the joint that appease no one. Because you perform, I'm like, okay. Performing this, I'm like, this I did this. I'm like, okay. So I appreciate that as a new artist. You hit people in the head real quick. So you hit the mark on that. A lot of people don't do that.
Good to hear. That's my goal.
Was that a management item? I'm getting down. Queued up. Was that a management decision? Your decision? What made you want to do a medley, but just focusing just on one song?
So actually, it was kind of a mix. There was originally. The funny thing is, I think until like like a few days before or something, I had a different mix of songs. Well, two of them were the same. C Stuff and Penny Lane were the same.
Okay.
But Down wasn't going to be on there. I don't know why. There was just something like I have 2 other songs, DMT and Kaleidoscopes, that were going to be on there. I'm sure people can look them up. But I'm not sure really exactly what it was, but everyone around me, including I have one friend who streams Down every day and tells me about it. And I mean, he's a huge supporter of mine. Was just telling me how much they love Down. It just seemed like that was the right energy. So I took the last 2 off. I only had 7 minutes. I decided to throw that 3-something minute song on there along with the 2 others. And
it worked.
I'm thankful I did.
You caught that one caught my attention. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. It's called that. Well, I queued it up. Play it for me, Dan.
Yeah.
My fault. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
smoke CHCO, feeling like C3PO. Double entendres, you ain't even peep those. Amazon commas, I don't even need those. Living like a dream, I don't need no sleep though. Yeah, dropping the keys, that's where you keep those. Open up a door, you ain't even seen, bro. Trapping LSD, it's a neon street show. Yeah, trying to find it like finding Nemo. Grateful I'm saying all the shit I've seen, yo. World going under might be what we need, though. Yeah, every time I think shit get too deep, bro. Every word I speak come from a heat, so.
The world needs. I just want to give a little bit. The world needs to stream that, and I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. Is it hard today? Even I'm gonna call it how it is. Just being something not as being of a different race coming into like a hip hop world. Well, I only speak for me. Most black people don't care. You mean white, green, or purple. If the music's good, we're gonna rock with you. So how has been? I'm gonna say the urban audience to you when you hit the stage. Let me just ask you that.
So overall, I mean, of course, being a white rapper, I've followed, as much of, not even followed in someone's footsteps, but paid attention to other people's stories. Like Eminem is a big story I've been trying to pay attention to as I've been meeting more people and getting a little bit more recognition for what I'm doing, just to kind of see how he approached that. But to my surprise, the audience has been great. I haven't had really any complaints. I had the one girl that show up and show out who made a joke about, not even made a joke, but said Post Malone or something. I've gotten that a few times, but overall, I mean, I've been kind of surprised at how well people have been taking it. I definitely, I could see how there could be setbacks. I have even had, I've had, I won't go much into this, but I mean, I've had a personal relationship where someone tried to set me back because they didn't like that. But like I said, I understand I'm a guest in someone else's house. That's not something I'll ever, claim for myself. So let's get it. I mean, I'm here for whatever I can do,
No, but that's what it is. You're gonna get wherever you go, people not gonna like you. But there's a lot of people that don't like me, which I don't care. Plenty. But there's always people that will going to support the movement and stuff like that. So that comes with the territory. So pay that no dust. Musically wise, right now, is it hard for you to really find the right producers, the right team? How do you put your sound together when you're out making music?
So the first thing I ever did was produce. It wasn't because that was the main thing I wanted, but I was an 11-year-old kid. I had nothing. I was waiting on, we were, so broke, I couldn't even begin to describe it. And I would wait, every year I'd get, one little piece to the studio I was building for maybe Christmas or my birthday or something. And over time that just built up. I for some reason, something in my, 10, 11-year-old head realized I'm going to need to produce because studios cost money. I've seen studios. I know what they look like. My mom and dad came from a music scene too. So they were able to at least tell me to a degree what that was like. But both of them actually, surprisingly, did not want me to begin by producing. And I said no, and I did that anyway. Wow. And it paid off because nowadays I've been in a position. I'll say this. I just posted about this on Instagram earlier. 6 months ago, I was homeless for a whole year. I just got out of that situation. Wow. And, I could never have imagined paying an engineer. Over the past multiple years, I couldn't even imagine paying an engineer. So I wouldn't be here if I hadn't have listened to that inner voice as a kid telling me to put that first. And now my artistry is at the same tier as my mixing is, in my opinion.
No, just like I said, a studio, a real studio is gonna, get what you pay for. But now that you brought it up, being homeless, what's been inspiration to really try to bounce back? That's hard.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it was just that, I didn't have much growing up. Obvious that there's a lot of obvious things that are not really obvious, but some of the more things that happen to a lot of people. And then there's stuff I could go in deep about, like Like, I mean, the bullying at school and things like that, all that stuff that people go through. I mean, I could tell you all about that, and I could go in deep to all the stories, but a lot of it was just feeling rejected and lonely. And I admit that. Like, I'm someone who's very emotionally open. I want to be that for people, and I think that a lot of it came from just being alone. I was just locked in my room making music all the time. I mean, I didn't have anyone to hang out with. There was no, there was a lot going on at home. All we had was ramen noodles. Like, there's not really much interesting stuff going on. It was just that it developed into the center point of my life. It was music. And so as far as just my goals and getting to where I want to go, a lot of it came from the mix of just loneliness and poverty, essentially. And I've been homeless more times than what I just talked about. So it's just going through the cycles and just realizing I don't want to be in that position anymore. I never want to be in that position ever again, and I want to live life the way I want to live it.
Well, you're living it now. You're here with me. So I'm glad you overcame that, and I'm glad you're doing. For me, right now, I would never know because you're doing good. I'm playing one of your records.
That's the goal.
In its entirety. Then I'm gonna play a game with you. Tell me about another joint that you sent to me. Tell me about Penny Lane. Tell me about that.
So I'm actually glad you asked, because I've had a few people ask me in person about that song, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a movie called Almost Famous that you're nodding. I think you have. You probably have, or at least know about it. And Penny Lane is a character from that movie. I won't dive into it. I won't go into any spoilers or anything for anyone who wants to watch it. But that was a really big movie for me growing up when I first saw that, because it was big in the rock scene, which was what I was doing at the time. It was all about it was the story, kind of in a way, without spoilers again, about a guy getting a girl, the love of his life, or whatnot, and that's been a theme throughout a lot of my life, is just understanding how all that stuff comes together. So with Penny Lane, I had actually just been, I had just ended a terrible relationship, the worst relationship I'd ever been in. I mean, I won't even go into anything that happened, but that song was just me realizing finally, not even realizing, but just exclaiming that I wanted to find that one person.
Got it.
That, my Penny Lane. The person who's going to ride with me on tour, the person who's going to be there through all this stuff. And yeah, I can proudly say that I did after I created that song. So
nice. I'm about to play it. Oh, I got downloaded. Who produced it? Did you produce it? Who wrote it by Get Together? Tell me about it. Who wrote it?
I wrote all the lyrics. I did all the vocal engineering and mastering and whatnot. But as far as the beat is concerned, I had a producer. I think his name is DXOR. You can look him up on YouTube, BeatStars, anywhere. It's produced by DXOR, I think. So
nice.
And normally, I will say this before people come at me for never making my beats. Most of the songs that will come out from now on will be my own beats. And I have songs in the vault that are coming out with my own beats. At the time, there was just a lot going on. I was busy trying to survive. And I was doing what I could with what I had. So
let me let it rock.
Go ahead. Roll it.
This is it. Yep, this is it.
Rock and roll all day, make your speakers bang. Smoke up in my brain, not a lot of pain. I've been hurt a couple ways, but now I'm okay. I remember a couple days I thought I was insane. When I was tripping on a craze, still in different ways. Fell in love and it's the dumbest shit I did today. These bitches crazy, but I know they all want me to stay. Take a look up at my name, you my skinny soul. I done picked my heart up on the map. Bitches damn near had me paralyzed. 666, all the evil shit these bitches tried. I'm still feeling fly. I can give you certain reasons why. That girl was mine. No, she wouldn't look me in the eyes. She said I was blind and she was fine, but that was just disguise. I know she was really riding around these different guys. I don't give a fuck no more. These bitches gon' do what they like. Yeah, rock and roll all day, make you speak his bass. Smoke up in my brain, not a lot of pain. I made it a couple ways, but now I'm okay. I remember a couple days I thought I was insane. When I was tripping on a craze, I looked different ways. Fell in love and it's the dumbest shit I did today. These bitches crazy, but I know they don't want me to stay. Take a look at my name, you know Penny Lane. Yeah.
I think, and actually, to be 100% honest with you, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Lane. When you performed this, I felt it. Like I was like, oh, his vocals. So you actually is a perform. You can perform. So I actually appreciate artists that can perform versus just being an in studio artist. You know, I get some artists they can just sound real good in the studio, and you get them on stage. I'm like, this is not the same person, but you got something there. What is the goal for you? Do you want to get signed? Do you ask someone else that you tell me what's your goal and what do you think some of your hurdles are?
A record deal is something I over a lot of period of time. Of course, I've been doing this a long time. Has been something I've thought about plenty. Okay. If it's the right move for me and the people around me seem to agree that it's the right move for me, and my legal team seems to agree that it's the right move for me, I'm not opposed to making that move. I think that it can be very helpful, especially coming from my position with the financially speaking and things like that. I know labels can help at least put you ahead for the time being. There of course you owe that money back. I know all that, but it is something I would consider. But overall, as Billy C from High Five said, the one who's sitting right next to you, I'd love to be packing stadiums. And if he said I can do it, I believe him.
That's my guy right there. I mean, I don't even realize I brought Billy there. I called Billy myself, and I said, Billy, come out here and come support me on this event. I brought Billy there, so shout out to Billy.
Yeah, shout out.
And his group sold 8 million records, so that says a lot.
For sure. Yeah, that blew my mind to hear that. So
it's true. That part is true. You touched on something. I'm glad you understand the purpose of a label. And then sometimes people say the machine. People don't say I don't want a label. You hit it right on the head when you said sometimes an artist might need a label just to get them out to the masses.
Yeah.
They give me that machine one good time. Then you gotta pay, recoup whatever you need to recoup back. Some people you understand. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do to get what you need to be. And if it works good for you, it works good for you. I'm gonna play a game with you. It's called Either Or. It's a real cool game. I'm gonna get like your taste on different things. If I say something like Los Angeles or Houston, you say what?
Los Angeles.
If I say Miami or Vegas.
Oh, I ain't been to Vegas or Miami in a while. I've been to Miami since I was a kid. Probably Miami, I guess.
Okay, I've been to both, but you picked a good one. All right, so now I'm gonna switch it up on you. So wherever comes to mind, you pick either or. Okay.
All right.
Nevada or Limp Bizkit?
Nirvana.
Steak or lobster?
Steak.
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Michael or Prince?
Oh man, Michael. Oh God, I hate saying that, Michael.
Okay. You sure? Okay.
I'm really not sure, man. They're so neck and neck. I just watched the whole Prince BET interview the other day. I mean, I love Prince.
There's no Usher or Chris Brown?
Usher.
Mary J. Blige or Toni Braxton?
Mary J. Blige.
Jennifer Anderson or Jessica Love Hewitt?
Jennifer Aniston, big Friends person.
Oh, okay. The movie Scream or Halloween?
Halloween.
2 more. Nas or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. I love my boy Jay. No offense, Nas. I just love Jay.
Okay. There's no random. J. Cole. You know who J. Cole is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Or Andre 3000?
You said J. Cole or Andre 3000?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to rock with J. Cole.
Okay.
I love him.
So tell me about what you're working on right now. I know you have some nice records, and you have something that you can actually perform a set on. What are you working right now as far as like trying to do like EP, a full length project, or are you trying to do singles after singles?
So I've got right now it's just singles rolling out. I've got a couple EPs that I'm working on with a homie of mine named Braco.
Okay.
We've only got one song out together right now, but there's plenty more to come in the future. Right now it's mainly singles until I can get an album done the way I want to, because I have a lot of ideas for albums and in general for the next one that I'd like to do.
Okay.
I just want to know that everything's in place so I can do it the way my heart desires, really, and the way I think I want to present it to the world. Whether that requires a label or that requires more just a bigger team or just to keep building, But right now, singles, maybe a couple EPs.
You get it. It's a business. Building a team, get your face out there. Well, let me you get it. I think you really get it. How any visuals that we can be looking out for to come?
Yes, actually, right now I'm editing the C Stuff music video, and that should be out. I'm not going to give you a time frame on it because I want it to be not even a surprise. I just want to plan it out and make sure that people are ready for it.
But it has been shot, correct?
It has been shot, yes.
Scale of 1 to 10, how pleased are you with it?
10. I'm very excited. I don't want to say much about it because I don't want to ruin the vibe, but we got some incredible shots. I'm really excited.
Well, when it's ready to drop, you're more than welcome to come on here and talk all about it. So I'm all about supporting and stuff like that. Before I let you go and stuff like that, is there anything that the world needs to know about Lane that I may not? What's one thing about Lane that the world does not know?
I'm extremely philosophical and spiritual. Those two things matter to me as much as music matters to me. Almost. I'll say spirituality. Yeah, top. I'm just messing. But those things are very important to me. I'm a very philosophical person, and I think that has a lot to do with my character, and it'll help people kind of understand where my thought process and my lyrics and my music come from. So yeah, that's all I think.
Nice. For more information on Lane and all that, tell them all your social media, please.
Okay, so it's at Lock Lane every single place. It's going to be Lock with an E at the end, and then Lane like the one you drive in. And you'll know it's me because you'll see the long curly white hair, and there's no missing it. If you want to find me on Spotify, as of right now, if you look up Lane, I'm not at the top. Very soon that will change, I promise you. But if you want to find me right now on Spotify or any other streaming platform, I found looking up Lane C Stuff works perfectly. C Stuff is, I think, the only song out there called C Stuff.
Perfect. See, it's not too bad coming on here. Was you nervous coming on here? Don't be nervous not coming here with me. Don't be nervous.
Nah, I mean, a tad bit, but I had a feeling I could handle it. I watched a couple of interviews. I tried to make sure I knew what I was coming into.
No.
Plus, you've been great to me so far, and we've had great talks. So I wasn't too worried.
Yeah, I'm the same with everyone. I don't care if they sold 10 million records or 10 records. They're gonna get the same treatment. That's everybody. But some people get in their feelings. I'm like, I do this for everybody. So don't like this the music business.
Yes, sir.
But Lane, if I have not told you, please make sure you tap into Marty A. Johnson. I'm sure you've been sending me private messages asking because we have a thing coming up where called The Finish Line, where our artist is going to win $500, courtesy of the Marty A. Johnson Show, and they're going to work with a multi-platinum producer, courtesy of me.
Heck yeah.
To find
I'll
out
be
more,
tuned in.
I think that's major. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yep. This producer has I'll say this, multi-platinum and Grammy Award success. That says a lot right there.
All right, already, for sure.
And they work with some of today's artists. So Lane, we will be in touch. The invite is anytime you want to come on, it's there.
I appreciate the offer. I will definitely be hitting you up, and I'll tune in.
Please do, and we will definitely be in touch. Thank you again, and send me some pictures so I can get your flyers ready to put this up to the masses.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Be
Talk
good,
to you
Marty.
soon.